In this video we will be discussing bone health and the risk for osteoporosis. Your muscles and bones are more connected than most people realize. They're constantly talking to each other. When muscles pull on the bone, it creates tiny amounts of mechanical stress, telling the bone to grow stronger and maintain its density. When muscles contract, they release chemical messengers called myokines, which can stimulate the cells that build bone or influence how bones break down and rebuild. Bones talk back too. They release their own signals, called osteokines, that help muscles grow, repair, and function properly. Keeping muscles healthy protects bones, and movement strengthens both. Exercise sends signals that help bones stay dense, boosts hormones and growth factors that activate bone-building cells, and slows bone loss. That's why regular physical activity is one of the most effective natural ways to maintain strong bones and reduce osteoporosis risk. As we age, our bones naturally become less efficient at maintaining their strength. When we're young, we build bone faster than we lose it, reaching peak bone mass in our 20s. But after that point, bone-building cells slow down while bone-breaking cells continue working, shifting the balance toward bone loss. Hormones are a major reason for this change. Estrogen and testosterone help protect bone, so their gradual decline with age, especially the rapid drop in estrogen during menopause, accelerates bone breakdown. Another factor is the buildup of senescent cells, older, damaged cells that no longer function properly. They release inflammatory signals that disrupt bone remodeling, reduce bone formation, and promote bone loss. Together, hormonal changes, cellular aging, and reduced activity explain why bone loss accelerates after our 20s and continues throughout later life.
Vitamin D acts like a signal to tell your body when to build and maintain bone strength. Low vitamin D causes problems for many reasons. It increases parathyroid hormone, which sets off an alarm response in our bodies to steal calcium from the bones. This causes the bones to slowly shrink and lose bone mass density, ultimately leading to muscles getting weaker and more falls or fractures. Vitamin D helps your gut absorb calcium and move into the bloodstream. It then turns on genes in bone-forming cells called osteoblasts. People respond to vitamin D differently because of genetics and epigenetics. Some individuals' bone cells activate strongly with vitamin D, while others don't. This is why vitamin D works better for some individuals than others. In real-world studies, low vitamin D doesn't just affect bone density, it also weakens muscle function, leading to an even greater chance of risk fracture. An increase in vitamin D keeps muscles strong enough to prevent falls and indirectly protects our bones. The main takeaway is that while vitamin D alone can help bone health, when you combine it with calcium and exercise, you get the greatest increase in bone strength.
Another part of our diet that can have a strong impact on our bone health is carbohydrate intake, and more specifically, sugars. When we consume more sugar than we need, the extra glucose gets converted to visceral fat, or adipocytes. These adipocytes release pro-inflammatory cytokines. These inflammatory cytokines lead to general inflammation, metabolic stress, and also specifically damage insulin receptors. Since the process of building and remodeling bones relies on proper insulin receptor function, this damage leads to reduced bone formation, and the increased inflammation leads to more breakdown of the bones. There are more issues that arise when this pattern of eating is consistent and your blood sugar is chronically elevated. When this is the case, excess glucose in the body binds to other things like bone collagen to form what are called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. When these AGEs are formed with collagen fibers in the bone, the collagen fibers get more stiff, and this increases the likelihood of microfractures in the bone. Additionally, glycated collagen is harder to resorb, meaning it's harder to turn over your bone cells, leading to more healthy bones in the long term. This overall leads to bones that are weaker, less flexible, have a lower ability to dissipate force, and an increased risk for fractures. Another consequence of these AGEs is that they also increase inflammation throughout the body, releasing more inflammatory cytokines. These negatively impact bone health through the mechanisms we saw before, but they also have another effect. These AGEs damage blood vessels,
which decreases the body's ability to deliver oxygen and nutrients throughout the body,
including to the bones and bone complexes. This leads to less growth, less turnover, and a compromised ability to repair the bones after micro damage.
Overall, our exercise, dietary, and lifestyle habits shape our bone health. By maintaining healthy muscle, getting enough calcium and vitamin D, and reducing inflammation, we can make sure our bones stay healthy for longer. Thanks for watching.